So this is the homepage. So now on the homepage, you can see that this link takes you to explore the summary data dashboards. Underneath here, you can see these are the dashboards by recipient country or region, by reporting organization, or by sector category. And the custom data download is here. And the original functionality remains as well. So this is the, so if you click on Angola, these are the original files. And of course, this is the underlying data that you can see in the visualizations and download from the custom data download as well. So you can still access that on the homepage. We've shifted the guidance and analysis dashboards to another page, but you can easily access them here from the homepage as well. So let's first dive into the summary dashboards. So these are the summary dashboards. So basically, these summary dashboards are pulling all of the data and all of the files for CDFT. Just to give you an overview of what you're looking at here. So this, you can see at the very top, we've got currency, so you can switch between USD and Euro. We've got resource flows, so you can look at budgets and spending. Obviously, spending is a combination of disbursements and expenditures, which is standard in the IATI's tools. You have the calendar year here, and you also have the calendar year and quarter. So you can look at a calendar year, or you can look at just one quarter, or you can look at maybe 4 quarters that are part of a fiscal year from July to June, for example. And I'll show you the filters in just a second, but I want to show you these visualizations. So this basically shows you the money that was projected to be spent in 2022 by country. You can toggle then to spending, and then you have the money that was actually spent in 2022 by country. If you scroll over the country, like Egypt, here we have the amount on here. You can also, of course, look at this data in a graph, in a table, and you can download the Excel file with the summary data. So it will give you a list of all the countries and the budgets, or all the countries and the spending. To go down one more, so here we have this is budgets and spending by reporting organization. So as you might expect, the World Bank is here with the most budgets and spending. Obviously, the USAID doesn't publish budgets, which is why that is not there. But you can kind of get a sense of the top 10. You can increase this to 50 if you want. So, I mean, there's a lot of customizations that you can do here. This is sector category. So you can see, it looks like the most money was spent in emergency response. And you have sort of a summary by calendar year here of budgets and spending. So this also shows you sort of the forward-looking budgets, which is a key set of information that is typically needed by governments. So just to quickly show you how you can customize these visualizations, if we go to the more filters, I just want to go through what is here. So here you have reporting organizations. So if you wanted to look at a particular organization, you could filter that here. You could look at only multilaterals, for example. This is reporting organization type. Aid type, this is the modality in which the resources are delivered. You have finance type, so this is whether it's a grant or a loan. You have flow type, so whether this is ODA, other official flows, etc. You could filter by a specific country if you wanted to. Of course, you can also look at a particular country in its own dashboard, which I'll show you in a minute. You have sector category, so you could look at all health sector spending. And these are the more disaggregated sectors. And then you could also filter this by humanitarian or development. So let me just show you a couple of examples. So let's say you wanted to look at only multilaterals. So you'd click the multilaterals, and then I'm just going to reduce the results because I realize it's probably small on your screen. But then you can see that these are all multilaterals here. Right, so this is all the money that was projected to be spent by multilaterals in 2022. This was the money spent by multilaterals in 2022. And then of course, all of the these summary graphs are filtered by that. Another one you might want to look at would be humanitarian. So let's say you wanted to look at all humanitarian budgets and spending for 2022. So you can filter by humanitarian, and then you can see World Food Program is then the top provider here, which makes sense. So there's a lot of ways in which you can filter these summary dashboards to customize them. All right, so if we go back to the home page, I just want to show you how to navigate and see the other dashboards. So here, this is for by recipient country or region. So you can also access these in the drop down here. So, but there's, you know, a list on the page here as well. So, and then also just to show you one more thing, if we go back to the summary dashboard and you look at the map, you can click on a country. So like, let's say we wanted to look at Sudan, and then you can go directly to the country that way. So there's multiple ways to arrive at the country dashboard. So, and you can also see here that the filters that have been applied. So like, you know, if you're choosing things here and then you forget what you've, how you filtered your visualization, it's helpfully provided here so you can see what filters have been applied. So this shows you all of the budgets and spending in Sudan in 2022. If you wanted to look like at a particular organization, you can do that. So like, let's say we wanted to look at the African Development Bank. So then we're looking down here and you can see you only have the African Development Bank. And there's different graphs in this dashboard. So you have by reporting organization, by sector category, by finance type. You can see most of the money provided was to be provided as loans. You have by aid type, whether it's humanitarian or development, by reporting organization type. Obviously, African Development Bank is a multilateral. And then at the bottom, you have by activity. So this gives you the list of activities. So these are obviously all African Development Bank activities that are being implemented in Sudan. It gives you the budgets and spending. And if you wanted to explore one of these activities in more detail, you click on the link and it takes you to the D portal page. So this is the country or region dashboard. If we wanted to look at one reporting organization, let's say we wanted to look at the Gates Foundation, for example. We can come here and see these are all of the resources that were budgeted or spent by the Gates Foundation in the same analysis. And like, for example, like, let's say we wanted to also look, let's say we wanted just to look at spending and we wanted to look at 2023 as well. Then we've got, so you can see here, this is the 2022 and this is 2023 spending. There's a number of ways in which you can customize. And so like for sector category, let's quickly look at health. So again, these are all the resources that were budgeted to be spent in health in 2022. Again, you can look at this in a graph, in a table. I think oftentimes the table is quite helpful to get a sense of where the resources are allocated. If you go back to the map, so this is all for the health sector. Now let's say like we wanted to look at, for example, all US government budgets and spending for the health sector. Then we could select groups here. Then we select United States, we apply, and you can see all of these publishers are for the US government. Close, and then you can see all of these have been applied. And since they don't provide the budgets, there's not going to be much data there, but you can see this is like spending. So if we filter this just to look at spending, Then you have all US government spending in health by country, by aid type, whether it's humanitarian or development. Obviously, they're bilateral. And then we have the specific activities in which they spent money. So those are the three different types of dashboards. And now I want to show you the custom data download. So if we go back to the home, so it's available both here at the top, but I'm just trying to show you how to navigate to it from the home page as well. So the custom data download is here. So basically what this allows you to do is to preview the data and then also then to download it into Excel. So the first thing that you probably want to do when you come to the custom data download is decide on which columns you want to include. So if we click on the drop down, you can see all of the different options here. And it has the same functionality as the dashboards, right? So it hopefully it's consistent across the different features. So hopefully that makes it more easy to navigate for users. So you can choose, for example, like let's say you want to look at reporting organization. And let's say like we don't want to look at the activity title and we just want to look at the budgets and spending by reporting organization, like and recipient country. You can also drag and drop the columns to reorder them in the order you want to see them. So so here we have reporting organization, recipient country or region, and then budgets and spending. Let's say like we wanted to look at just a particular country. Let's see, maybe we should pick, let's see, Burundi maybe. And so then this would be all of the activities in which there are budgets or spending by reporting organization. And so you can see here, all of this is Burundi. Let's say like, for example, we wanted to look at the amount spent so far in 2023. We can filter this. So then you have this, the spending in 2022 and 2023. And there's just a lot of other different ways that you can filter this. But like, for example, like once you arrive at the preview and like sort of the data you want to analyze, you can download the data. So, I mean, that's pretty quick. And then you have the information that you had in your preview. And it will be all the information, not just 10 results. Of course, you can increase the number of results here to review more of them. So that gives you 100. But there's a lot of different ways in which you can customize here. If we just scroll through what's on the left, obviously this is the recipient country or region. We have the reporting organization again, sector category. We have the currency, the resource flows, calendar year and quarter, and then the more filters. So the same filters that are in the dashboards are available here. So just to give you a couple more examples, like let's say we wanted to look at a particular organization. So let's say I want to know how much money Global Affairs Canada spent from 2019 to 2023. So like let's remove this, and then we can add the additional years. So here we have all of the years that we're interested in. And then of course, like, okay, let's say we want to have the identifier, then we want the activity title. So we can add both of those. So you have then, this is all Canada's activities and the amount that was spent over these 5 years. And then we could also add, maybe we want the description as well. So some of these are quite long, but you can see here, so this is like all of the activities in which they were spending in these 5 years. by Canada with the title description. And of course, you can add other pieces of information as well. So hopefully this gives you a sense of what you can kind of do with these different features. I'm very happy to, we shared in our news story, and perhaps one of my colleagues can share the link in the chat, some example queries. So I've kind of covered a few of these today, but you are welcome to explore those further. But I think now we've reached the point of the webinar